We are doing a first impression video today. I ordered the BeBella Cosmetics Life In Pastels palette as soon as I could. I'm pretty sure I ordered it when it launched. I was so excited about it. I was so excited about it because I had tried the Shades in Roses palette and was so impressed with it that I just wanted to get the newest launch, which was soon after I tried this one for the first time. So today I tried a lot of shadows in this palette and have some opinions about everything. If you are interested in seeing how I did this look and how the palette performs, keep watching, and at the end of the video is when I will share my first impression thoughts. If you do like really colorful looks, if you like finding out about new indie brands, and brands that are owned by people of color, owned by women, then hit subscribe and notifications because those are the things that I really love to talk about here. And also if you're into unboxings, I do get a lot of subscription boxes and I film all of those unboxings. So let's go ahead and get into the first impression of this palette. We are back with a new palette. I'm really excited about it. It's from BeBella Cosmetics and it is their new Life In Pastels palette. They sent in this really cute mailer. And this is the card that came with the palette. Pretty in pastels. Let's jump into the springtime and dive into the pastel shades you've been waiting to try. Yes, there are 16 shades in this palette and it is $12. Super affordable. The sleeve does look different from the palette itself. They're both really cute and I don't really know which one I like better, but they're both really cute. And this is the palette. This screams spring. In this, we have 7 mattes, 6 shimmers, and 3 pressed glitters. I could be wrong. One is definitely pressed glitter. I think these two might be. They might just be shimmers. I'm not sure, but we're about to find out. So let's go ahead and swatch everything. I'm going to do the mattes first. Starting with Pink Punch, then Plushy, and then Fairy. And these are all pretty dry. Lemon Drop, hint of mint, and aquamarine. And the last matte, Aura. For as dark as Aura looked in the pan, it really came out quite sheer. So let's do the shimmers. Starry, Moonlight, Celestial, Iced Aqua, Periwinkle. And let's see if these are pressed glitters or if they're shimmers. So we've got Dearest. Oh, this is so soft. That's different. Okay. So this is, yeah, I don't even know what you would call that. It's like a glitter, but it's super soft. It's not like that really flaky, chunky glitter, you know? And this is the same. Okay, all right. I don't even know what you call those. I don't know if those are I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. The last thing in here, which is Blossom. This is the pressed glitter. Yeah, obviously. Here are our swatches. I think I'm gonna shy away from the pressed glitter, but everything else I'm gonna try out. The reason why I did my swatches like this is because I like to see colors grouped together. So we've got the pink to purple to blue to green, although I guess that could have been over here. And then we've got the shimmers all grouped together also. I wasn't sure how these would turn out, so that's why those are grouped over there. So we've got the mattes, shimmers, whatever these two are, and the pressed glitter. I'm gonna try to play with as many of these as I can. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I saw Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner do this absolutely beautiful yellow to green to blue look. So I'm gonna try to recreate that a little bit. I wanna try something different with my technique. I'm gonna put aquamarine on the middle part of the lid and the front half of the crease. It's definitely more pigmented on the eye than it was as an arm swatch. Okay, I'm not putting this on the crease. What I'm gonna do is put hint of mint on the front half of the crease. Ooh, I look like a mom in the 80s. Not for long, I cannot keep this look. Not rocking this look at all. We're building. So I'm gonna put Aura on the outer part of the lid. That's a pretty blend. That's really nice. Give me some major beach vibes. So what I'm noticing so far is that these shadows are very buildable, but you definitely need to dip in a couple of times. Okay, I think I finally built it up to where I want it. Now I want to tap hint of mint into the front half of my crease. This is very light. Like, it's pastel, but it's really, really light. Like, it's really sheer. It may be more noticeable if I didn't have these darker colors down, but it's incredibly light and sheer. Like, I think you can barely see it. You can see it a little bit, but it's very sheer. I feel like I keep having to try to build up this green and it's just not really happening for me. I think it's just supposed to be a really sheer light green. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna put, is that really called Lemon Drop? I didn't notice it when I swatched it, but this blue color is called Lemon Drop. I wonder if there's something I'm not getting a reference to. Like, is there a blue lemon drop? Anyway, we're doing that on the outer half of the crease. I am meeting this with those two teal colors at a diagonal. So it's like this. It's like a curved diagonal. The green goes into the blue, the teals go into the blue, and it just fades out to the tail of the brow. I'm really curious about why it's called Lemon Drop. I am feeling very 80s right now, and I was not expecting that. I'm really down for the 90s. The 90s I am all about. 80s, maybe it's because of my age. I'm almost in my late 30s. And it makes me feel like I look like, a mom from the 80s. But this is my fault because I chose these colors for my face. So I'm gonna try to rectify that. I'm going to get a little blender brush and use Hint of Mint, pull that across the blue, the Lemon Drop, and just get those to blend. Although I think they look fairly blended, so that's good. So if you know anything about Lemon Drop and blue and why that would make sense, tell me in the comments, because I still can't stop thinking about it. Now I'm gonna get Aura and just a tiny little bit on the blender brush. I don't want a whole lot. And I'm gonna try to blend that up into Lemon Drop. All right, time for those shimmers. I'm gonna get a little bit of glitter glue, and I definitely got too much there. So I'm going to put it on the front half of the lid and go just to about a third to halfway in, pulling that along the edge of my eyeball into the socket, which was a Butte Bean tip. Now that I'm nice and sticky, I'm going to get She's Magical on the brush that has the glitter glue on it and tap that on the front half or front third. Not sure how far I want to go in on the lid. Okay, this is definitely not as yellow as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to try to build it. It's looking more lime. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use my finger now. I've been trying to use a brush with my shimmers to be a little more precise, and I always have the intention of going in with a finger later, and then I always forget halfway through that I was gonna use my finger in the first place for the second half of my application, and I get frustrated. I'm like, oh fuck, I said I was gonna use my finger. Why am I still using this damn brush? The finger is the best way to apply a shimmer. Always and forever. You get the most payoff with the finger, it's true. And the more I say finger, the more I feel awkward about it, so I'm gonna stop saying it. Okay, so, it does build up to be a better yellow, but you definitely have to build and build and build on both the mattes and that shimmer that I just used. So let's try another shimmer and see if it's the same. Instead of using glitter glue for the blue shimmer on the teal part, I'm gonna use spray because I don't wanna lose any of the shadow that's on my eye. And that's what happens if you put glitter glue down, it just basically takes off the shadow. So I'm gonna try using Iced Aqua. And I'm just gonna go right along the outer part of the, can't really see anything coming off there. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to drag this from the lower lash line, just the very, very outer part of it, onto the crease, towards the tail of the brow. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit on my finger. I do want more blue, but I do want it to be precise. I don't want a big old finger smudge, so I'm gonna try the very best I can to get more pigment, more shimmer, and not just create a giant mess. It's a very pretty blue. I'm just gonna buff this into the crease. I mean, I do see lemon. This still screams lemon to me, even though there's blue. Brushes are basically worthless for shimmers. They just are. If you have any suggestions on a really good brush to use for shimmers, just let me know. We really only have 3 mattes that I didn't use, so I am going to use those colors on the lower lash line because why not? And I'm gonna use probably Starry on the inner corner. I'm gonna put Fairy on the outer half of the lower lash line and pulling it up to connect it to that blue, and we'll blend that out later. Now I'm gonna get Pink Punch and I'm gonna put this on the front half of the lower lash line. This is so colorful. Yay. I really thought I was just gonna do yellow, green, and blue, but I mean, why not? I'm really trying to see how this whole palette performs. We're gonna try as many of these as we can. I'm not gonna be able to do all of them, and I'm definitely not gonna do the pressed glitter. But I think we're gonna do most of this palette. Not mad about it. Took a little step back from the 80s mom look. I'm gonna use Plushie and just buff out the pink, the darker pink and the purple together, just so there's not like a harsh line under the eye. That's what I usually do with lighter colors. I usually don't do anything else with them except just blend other colors out a little bit. I really have no use for light colors. Yeah, I can't even see if this one showed up. I'm just not a fan of light colors. Since we used the purple on the lower lash line, let's just go ahead and use that purple shimmer too. I'm gonna try to see how it does without glitter glue or spray. So Periwinkle, which Periwinkle looks more like, I don't know. That's not what Periwinkle looks like to me, unless I'm just confusing it with something else entirely. I'm just dragging Periwinkle under the lower lash line as close to the lash line as possible and blending that up into, what is it? Iced Aqua, that blue shimmer. Whenever I'm blending my outer shades out, I just go straight towards the temple. Damn it, my right eye is so much better than my left eye, and I feel like that is just a trend. Just the way things are. We've got these two really super soft, like glittery type things. So I'm just curious. I'm gonna try them out. I'm gonna just try to put Dearest right under the lower lash line, right in the middle, just for a little added sparkle. And this is definitely a glitter. It's just a different type of glitter. I don't even know what you would call this. It's not a pressed glitter. Maybe it is a pressed glitter and the glitter is just different. Like it's not big and chunky, but it's still a pressed glitter. I don't know, you tell me. That just gives a little bit of shimmer. I was gonna try Lucky Charm, which is the blue one, but I don't want to. Now that I know what it is, I don't want to. I try to avoid having glitter on my eyes. I'm just not gonna do that. I guess what I could do actually is use Lucky Charm and just add, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it right here. Oh yeah, we're having a moment. We're having a nice sparkly moment. And that's gonna help this side with the blend covering that up since I did such a shit job anyway. Yeah, so this is a nice sparkly moment. I'm okay with putting glitters over on this side far enough away from the eye. I just don't like the idea of them being on my eyelid or in the inner corner or anything like that. But now it is time for Starry. I'm putting Starry in the inner corner. Since we have burned through so many of the shades in this palette, I am tempted to make this a whole palette look. We're so close. What do we have left? So we really just have Moonlight, Celestial, and that pressed glitter. Do I want to make this a whole palette look? No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm done. I've used so many on my eyes already. This is a lot. So, okay. I'm going to back up a little bit and give my thoughts. Oh, I haven't even finished the look. Let me finish the look. Okay, so even after I put on my mascara and chose like a nice springy, bright pastel kind of lip, I'm still not really feeling the palette. Here are my thoughts. I wish that there were a matte yellow, a nice pastel matte yellow. I wish that these were mattes and that these were shimmers instead of glitters. I wish that this were a shimmer. I really wish that the lighter mattes were more opaque, more pigmented. Just because a palette is pastel doesn't mean that it needs to be sheer. I mean, you can be pastel and very, very opaque and pigmented. So I think, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. It's just really, really light, airy, sheer, which is not my jam. I, with my whole heart, wanted to love this palette just because I loved their Shades of Roses palette so much. That's the reason why I bought the Life in Pastels palette, because this was amazing. It definitely has pressed glitters in it. Also, these two here are pressed glitters. Not crazy about that, not gonna use them. But the rest of the palette is pretty great. Even though I am not a big neutral person, this palette is worth it to me because of this section here, and the shimmers are fantastic. So those are just kind of my feelings about it. Will I try this palette again? Probably, because I want to just kind of see if maybe if I try a few different things, maybe I'll really, really love the palette. You never know. I could completely change my mind. I could be like, this is my favorite palette of the year. Who knows? I certainly don't. So I'll have to come back with some more developed thoughts later after I use this a few more times, but that's how I feel right now. If you have this palette and you've used it, let me know your thoughts. I want to know what you think. How do you compare that to Shades of Roses or other BeBella Cosmetics palettes? Okay, I guess that wraps it up. So thank you for watching. I will be back with more looks, more first impressions, more palette bingos, because how fun was that? If you haven't seen, I've done 3 different videos, 3 looks each, doing palette bingo with the Club Nebula palette. It was so much fun. So until next time, see you later.